Okay, introduction out the way. Part 2. We're going to create a company. So yes, we would like to create a company. I have no idea what logo we're going to use or what we're going to call ourselves. I might just go with one of the sort of standard logos, to be quite honest. Could always go with my trusty logo, which is this one. I actually really like this logo, I don't know why. And I have no idea what we're going to call ourselves, so let's just call ourselves West African Railroad. Meh. End of the day, no one's going to complain. Yeah, so we actually have a company that starts with 4.4 million. And you might think, build railroads and make money that way. And yeah, I've tried it. I think I tried it on medium, and you can make money. But it is brutal, and you probably never get anywhere. Let's get rid of the dividend. Issue off our stock. That is nice money. So we now have almost 4.8 million. If we look, these companies are far too expensive to buy out straight away, and we don't want to, really, because they're probably not going to make any money, and we don't have anything of our own. If we look at territory, we have access to Ivory Coast, Liberia, Guinea-Bissau, and Burkina Faso. However, this is West Africa in the 1970s, 80s and 90s and 2000s. There will be rebellions, civil war, and just war in general. So buying into territory is not a good idea, because you're going to lose territory. You're going to be given access to territory over time, and just kind of stick with what we have. I think Ivory Coast, it said it was the most safe, or the most stable, by the regional standards. So basically what we want to do is find some profitable industries and buy them, but stick to Ivory Coast. So this oil refinery, straight off the bat, is profitable. Where is the... That is actually a really bad station placement. Where is the oil coming from? It's coming from the port. So straight away, let's buy this. We don't want to upgrade it just yet. There's actually another oil refinery there, but the oil isn't making its way there, and I'm blaming bad station placement for that, to be quite honest. This is a dairy processor that's also making money. There's milk, again, coming from the port, so this dairy processor should make us money. And I just noticed it is in fucking Ghana. Right. Yeah. About that. We could also buy farms. That, possibly that one. That seems like a good buy. I'm actually going to buy that farm as well. This paper mill. No, I'm going to pass on that one. Logging camps. Yep, let's buy those. Just buy anything we can that's going to make a bit of cash. Ooh, I actually really want to buy that. Can always take out bonds, but obviously I'd have to take out 1.5 million, so that's obviously not feasible right yet. Okay, that's all of our money gone. And we just basically wait. So, it's not going to be massively exciting, but that's just how it is. Unfortunately, because we were the last company, ours appears last on the list. Aluminium mill has appeared near Abidjan in Ivory Coast. Is there any bauxite though? I'm willing to bet no, there isn't. There's no bauxite on the entire map. Interestingly, Conakry has ports that demands bauxite and iron, and that's in Guinea-Conakry, which I think is present-day Guinea. But it could be Guinea-Bissau. No, Guinea-Bissau is here. Yeah, so Guinea-Conakry, as it's called in this game, is just Guinea, I do believe. You have the choice to include more or less historical detail in this scenario. Please select one mode. Let's just have all historical headlines for sake of completeness and historical accuracy, and also, as a viewer, if there are any, you may be interested in the newspapers. I am, to be fair. So yeah, last year we actually made $405,000 in profit, so they're somewhat pleased with us, and they increase our salary. And you would not make $405,000 if you were just going with railways, unless you're extremely lucky. Yeah, we can't issue stock until about June, July, because that's when we actually created the company. So, we actually made $405,000 basically in half a year. That is really good. And this oil... Yeah, this oil thing is a beauty. I'm actually going to want to upgrade that when we get the chance. Still, obviously can't issue stock. Yeah, where was that lumber mill? Buy more logging camps that are profitable. I think these industries are cheap. Or cheaper than they would be normally. Possibly to encourage you to buy them. Or maybe because... Growing prosperity. Yes, if you look, we're making good money. All the AI are struggling to make any money, except the Senegal Railways, which are barely making money. So basically, what we want is their share price to just drop and drop and drop and drop and drop. And then in time, like, I don't know, late 90s, when politics becomes more stable, we can buy either territory access rights or the companies themselves. And I didn't issue stock last year. Oops. Yeah, so last year we made $597,000 in economic prosperity, so they're even more pleased with us, they increase our salary. So going for industry is probably the safest route right now, because we just... And we get boom times ahead, even nicer. We just would not make money at all with railways. I don't know whether we want to upgrade this or not, because it made 7.8 that year, but it only made 4.4 1976. New Star for Mali. Yeah, so these are the historical newspapers that probably don't really affect gameplay. Single-party constitution was approved recently, and now general elections have taken place without incidents. Okay. And if we look, Mali is a country that we actually have access to, so that's, I think that's been granted to us because of that event, possibly, because that wasn't there before. New train available, class 313. It is electric. Not very fast, but it's good on fuel economy, it's good on acceleration, and it's reliable. But we're not going for rails. I do believe that the AI are actually using diesels. Yeah, because none of this is electric. I can't blame them, because A, this is Africa, so it'd be a bit unrealistic, and B, the diesels are still okay. Because late game Steam is pointless and fairly awful, but there's no real point at which it's like, oh, you are still using diesel, you should be using electric. Even end game, like, I'm gonna want to buy that. Actually, how did our I don't know whether to upgrade this or not. I feel like it's not quite good enough for an upgrade. Where is that lumber mill, though? Yeah, see, we're making absolute money Right, that's still way too expensive to buy. I could take out bonds and buy it though. I'm actually going to do that. While it's still affordable. It also actually kind of needs an upgrade. So this is a risky tactic. But saying that, it is only 140,000 in interest. And so the lumber mill basically will pay for itself, provided it makes more than 150,000 a year, which it is doing. Yeah, new train available again. We don't really care. So basically, there's nothing wrong with taking out bonds. Obviously, you can only have a maximum of 10 million. As long as you can afford the interest. And it's reasonable to take them out. Like, there's no point taking out bonds if you can't really afford it. So, taking out bonds early on and then expanding is a really good tactic, and that's something that I often do. Sometimes, maybe I'm a bit too aggressive with bonds. President Achiapong to be executed. I probably mispronounced his name. But if he's going to be executed, he's dead, so who cares? Sorry. A military revolt has forced President Achiapong to step down. In a quick sequence of events, he was brought to a court under charges of corruption and sentenced to death. No idea where he's the president of. Do we have any access rights? Doesn't look like it. No, I think this is all as it was. So, this is getting logs from the surrounding logging camps, some of which we already own, so that just means more money for us. New constitution for Senegal. This new constitution, approved today, introduces multi-party elections and freedom of press, so it's more democratic than it was in Mali, which was one-party state. Admittedly, apparently the election went off okay. People celebrate from Dakar to Tambacounda. Where's Tambacounda? Tambacounda is there. So if you look at Senegal, which we don't have access to, Dakar there, Tambacounda there. That's Tambacounda, not Tambacounda. There's no M. Neutral about our performance. Salary remains the same. We still did well, just not as well as last year. Let's buy shares in ourselves. Can't issue off the stock just yet. How's the AI doing? Oh, actually, Senegal Railways are making good money. So are they. The Abidjan Niger Rail. Nigerian National Railways. Yeah, they're not doing well. Ghana, not doing well. Benin, atrociously bad. Their share price has gone down to $8. Riots in Liberia. Unrest in Monrovia, Liberia's capital, have caused over 40 dead. Yeah, so 40 people are dead, following a rise in the price of rice. So if you look, it's a good thing we didn't... Oh, actually, no, we do have access to Liberia. I think sooner or later we're going to lose access to Liberia. But for now, everything is okay. Hopefully one of these companies will be liquidated, and then we can just buy them for like really cheap, and we don't actually have to buy their trains as well, because their trains probably are not... The trains won't be profitable. Do I want to upgrade this? Yeah, no, I don't want to upgrade this just yet. Is this one making any money? It's starting to, but not really. So this paper mill, oh, I do want to buy that. And I want to upgrade that as well. And how about this furniture factory? Yeah, we want to buy that as well. But not upgrade it. Don't have enough money. So the lumber that we're producing in Bouake, or Buake, will then be shipped to this furniture factory, assuming they've actually got trains there, because we're not in control of the trains. Military coup in Liberia. After 1 year of strikes and uncertainty, a military coup puts Sergeant Samuel Doe in charge. He immediately suspended the US-styled constitution. Okay. Can't issue stock. Wow, so last year we made 1.3 million almost, which is why they're really pleased with us. Still can't issue stock. We still have access to Liberia though. So maybe it's later that we lose access to Liberia. Definitely happens at some point that you lose access to Liberia. Right. I'm just scouring the map for any more profitable industry. Coup in Guinea-Bissau. President Louis Cabral, brother of the independence hero Amilcar Cabral, has been overthrown in Bissau in sequence of military revolt. Yeah, so we still have access to Guinea-Bissau. Guinea-Bissau is a tiny country, basically encompassing the capital city of Bissau. Military coup in Burkina Faso. They are endless, these military coups. I did warn you. Armed forces claiming low pay and unreasonable conditions have seized power in Ouagadougou. Political and social unrest followed with protests in the streets. We still have access to Ouagadougou. Wow, that is a very profitable dairy farm. A very profitable meat plant as well. Let's buy this dairy farm for basically all our money. Hopefully we don't lose access to Burkina Faso. That would be terrible. If memory serves, you never lose access to Burkina Faso, so... Ah, Railway Abidjan-Niger. It's bought a rubber farm, which is actually this rail line. Yeah, so they're making money. Pleased with our performance. Salary is now 23,000. Yeah, we're making an absolute fortune. Thanks to the economic boom. Stock might even split eventually. I'm actually going to refinance some of these bonds. Take out 2 million in bonds. And just refinance these. And that'll save us 2% on the interest. So that's 100,000 saved on interest. No, it's not. It's 40,000. Yeah, so... I suppose we save 40,000 a year, and we actually only spent $40,000, so... pays for itself. Economic boom fading, but still in economic prosperity, so that's fine. Right. Don't forget we can build our own industries. Where is that paper mill? Did I upgrade it? I did. Okay. So the oil refinery... it's borderline if I want to upgrade it. It is a hell of a lot of money. I just don't think there's actually enough oil going there, because it can make 8 at maximum capacity, but it's only making just a bit under that. It's not like it's making like 8 and a bit. Ooh, that furniture factory is making money as well. So I actually want to buy this one as well, because it seems to be making a bit more money now. Don't upgrade just yet. So I'm buying fairly safe industries that I think will make money for like a long time. This is new. Like this cotton farm, obviously don't buy that because it's not making money. Same with these cotton farms. This one, nah. I was going to say that one could be worth investing in. That is expensive. Yeah, so even in economic prosperity, we still made like 1.5 million. Let's issue off the stock. Can't buy shares in ourselves. Share price of those three is just dropping and dropping and dropping. These guys are doing okay. The Abidjan-Niger are doing okay, which is kind of to be expected. Like, I expect these guys to be the most profitable. And the Ghana people are actually doing okay as well. Okay, this newspaper is too long for its... like, there's too much text, so it's actually going off. The Senegambian Federation is formed. Government officials from Gambia and Senegal announced the successful closure of negotiations between the two countries to unite under a new flag. The two countries will start by sharing military and... we'll never know. So we don't have access to Senegal, we don't have access to Gambia, but Gambia is only 120,000. So we could buy it, because I think that is a lot cheaper than it is normally. I think it's normally 600,000. We could buy access, but then we might lose it. But for 120,000, I'm going to buy it. Is there anything in Banjul that's actually worth buying? Not really. So, yeah, so we bought access to Gambia sort of as a bit of a gamble, because we're not really going to use Gambia. We're not going to build any trains or industry in Gambia, but hopefully, because it was so cheap and we don't lose it, we actually save a bit of money in the long run. Wow, our stock's going to split. Can't buy shares in ourselves, unless we bought them on the margin. Our stock didn't split, because it actually dropped right at the last minute. It's kind of annoying. Right. Yeah, we don't want to upgrade this. Over 1 million people deported. Nigerian officials have decreed the expulsion of over 1 million immigrants from other African countries, arguing these were taking our jobs away from national workers. So Nigeria not doing so well. Economy slowing to normal. Right. Has anyone bought shares in us, by the way? No. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so we've got a shitload of cash. What do we do with it? Well, if we look at resources, this meat plant is really good, and that does need an upgrade. Can't quite afford it though. Fortunately, the price of an upgrade never changes for an industry, no matter how profitable or unprofitable it is. So yeah, there goes all our money, but we just bought a seemingly very profitable meat plant. Third coup in 3 years. Burkina Faso remains in chaos as the third coup in 3 years was successful in overthrowing a fragile provisional government. The country's economy is in shambles. Not exactly great when we just bought a meat plant in Burkina Faso, but we still have access. I'm not entirely sure what would happen if we have an recession ahead. Not great. Not entirely sure what would happen. I find it a bit... One thing that's a bit silly in this game is that the economy is affected by, like, boom, recession, prosperity, etc. But obviously we're playing in such a vast area that it seems unrealistic, and this is just a game mechanic, it's not anything you can really control as a map maker. It just seems unrealistic that the entirety of West Africa would be in recession. You'd think there'd be like an economic boom somewhere and a bit of prosperity somewhere else. Like, obviously, if you're just playing in, like, the UK, it's okay, because then the UK can be in a recession, or economic depression, or economic boom. But when it's over such a vast area, I don't know. But what I was going to say is, if we have an industry in, say, Ghana, and then we lose access to Ghana, does the industry remain ours, but we don't make any money from it? Does it make no difference? Or does the industry get sold, so it still exists but we don't own it? Or does the industry get demolished? Because if the industry gets demolished, that's going to make things interesting. Which is why I'm kind of sticking to Ivory Coast and Burkina Faso, because I do believe that you remain in possession of those territories for the entirety of the game. Rawlings promises liberal reforms. The former Air Force pilot Jerry Rawlings, who led a military coup in Ghana just recently, announced he would make immediate liberal reforms in the country. So we didn't have access to Ghana anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference to us. So we are in a recession. They actually cut salary by 1,000, even though we still made 2 million. I'm guessing that must be to do with the share price then. Yeah, share price is dropping. No, it's not buy on that. I'm willing to bet. Okay, that's a bug. It's saying that we're the chairman of Benin Railway, which is obviously not true. Economy crashes to depression. Now, as far as I'm aware, industry still does okay, even in like economic depression and recession. Don't quote me on that, because I might well be wrong. So that's another advantage of going to industry, is that if we were in railway in depression, even the most profitable railway in a depression, it struggles. It'll still be profitable, but it struggles. I might actually just upgrade. No, that's not upgrade. But I think industry does. I think suffers, but it still does okay. Like if you look, we're still making good money, even though we've been in a depression pretty much this entire year. I do wish this AI, however, would upgrade their damn stations. Military coup in Mauritania. Colonel Mayouya Ahmed Taya assumes power in Nouakchott following a coup to remove further government. I was going to say, do we want to upgrade this furniture factory? But no, because I don't think there's enough lumber lying around. This is an absolute beauty, though. This lumber mill. It was expensive, but it's more than paid for itself, both in terms of bonds and whatnot. Highly annoyed with us. I can't. It's not really my fault. Like, I'm willing to bet he'll be fired soon, because if you look. Okay, these are us. Highly annoyed, fed up, highly annoyed, quite fed up, and quite fed up. So, with a bit of luck, because I do believe... Oh, you can start another company. Okay. But I can't imagine they're going to have enough purchasing power to... Yeah, they don't have enough purchasing power to do that. These three people are just failing miserably. As is him, to be fair. In fact, all of them are not doing well. So, if any of these people get sacked, they're not going to be powerful enough to create a new company. They could, because there's no condition that says that you can't, but they're not powerful enough, and it doesn't look like they ever will be. Unless, for whatever reason, their stock massively surges. Military coup in Nigeria. A bloodless coup with significant popular support instills General Buhari as president of Nigeria. Military rule follows. So, it would cost 2 million were we to want to buy access to Nigeria. And we can actually build our own industry, so... this chemical plant is not making money. Could even build a dairy processor somewhere. But then that might affect... Do we own a dairy processor ourselves? Gunfights in Sahel borders. Repeated skirmishes and shots between border patrols from both Mali and Burkina Faso have been reported. The low-scale conflict, however, seems far from resolution. So we still have access to Bali, Burkina Faso and Mali. Failed coup at Togo. An attempted coup in Togo is thwarted by French troops in the country. The president accuses Ghana and Burkina Faso and threatens to close the country's borders. So we can still get access to Togo. He was blaming Ghana and Burkina Faso. So we can still build in Togo for 600,000 if we really wanted to. Yeah, so we're not making as much money thanks to the depression, and that's why they keep cutting our salary. They don't seem to understand the concept of a depression. Like, they just think, oh, the share price is dropping and your profits is dropping, that must be your fault. I'm going to cut your salary because we're evil and we hate you. without realising that, yeah, we're in an economic depression. Okay, we're now in a recession. So, we should... I think... there is a big difference in this game between a depression and a recession. A recession is like, it's bad, but you're still going to make money. Whereas a depression is like, you're really going to struggle. So if you can still make money in a depression, then obviously that is a good sign. Can buy that, because it is technically in Ivory Coast, despite being on the border. That's interesting. Could well buy this. I really don't know what to do with money right now, because we've got a load of money. There's probably not really much point issuing more stock, actually. Though I keep doing it out of habit, and obviously just to get some money, but right now we kind of have so much money that I don't really know what to do with it. Oops. All industries that should really be upgraded are upgraded. Is there anything in... is there anything at all that I would want to buy? Maybe something in Abidjan? Rice. Where's the rice coming from, actually? Benin Railway has actually been liquidated by its creditors. Creditors Committee vows to commit... Did he get sacked? So he never actually got sacked, he just got completely and utterly liquidated. Yeah, so that's the Benin Railway, liquidated. So basically what's happened now is... they're still annoyed with us. We're still making money, it's just, for whatever reason, they're just really annoyed with us. President Sankara executed. A military uprising has resulted in another military coup in Ouagadougou. President Sankara was arrested and executed by rebellious forces. Yeah, maybe it's just because the share price isn't... I mean, it's still $77, but... right, we don't need to... economy back on track. That is good. Interestingly, there's a city in Nigeria called Benin City. But yeah, if we look... the Benin Railway no longer exists. It's just been completely and utterly liquidated. So they have no trains. They are merely some track and some stations. So we could buy them. And we don't have to worry about stock, because they've been liquidated. We can buy them for $1.5 million. And they have a book value of like $2.2 million. But let's not do that right now. Because if we did that, I can't see it being profitable. Are there any industries here, however, that we may want to buy? Yeah, so we could buy some of these industries. Benin is only 600,000. I think if I actually bought the company, we would get access to Benin anyway. I think they would kind of be included, as weird as that is. Ooh, this textile mill. It's just... well, it appeared in 1980, so it wasn't here straight away. And now that we're back in economic normal, they're back pleased with us, so the salary increases to 20,000. Very nice. We might even get a stock split this year, because I'm not going to issue stock, given that we've got so much money anyway. Let's just buy some farms. These are fairly new. Well, Growing Prosperity. Growing Prosperity, that's nice. I'm actually going to save the game and just create a new video part. What did I call this? Oh, I didn't save the game! Oh, Christ. Yeah, so in the last part, I actually just created a new part, and it didn't. I didn't save the game. This time, I am going to create a new video part, and I am going to save the game. So yeah, new part coming up.